Alright, you guys, it's MMFQ Death here with another tutorial for you guys today, and actually at the end of this video, there's going to be a little bit of something special that I've been working on, which is, if you do follow my channel, the reason why I haven't been making quite as many videos in the past couple of days. Alright, so when I get to that, I'll also tell you some other stuff, but like I said, when we get to that. Alright, but anyway, the main purpose of this tutorial, and I'm going to warn you guys, you'll probably already know this when I upload it, but it could be excess of 30 minutes. So, sorry about that, but that's basically the best I can do. If I can cut any parts out to make it shorter, then I will. But anyway, so let's get into this program here. Now, this is an amazing program brought to you by Rocker's Team, as they're known. And basically, they make custom versions of Windows 7 and custom programs and such like that. This is the prime example. Not only is it one of their custom programs, but it also lets you and allows you to customize your copy of Windows 7. Now, when I say that, I mean it lets you customize an installed disk like, I don't know, Windows 7 Home Premium. Now, to do that, you would need to get a copy of it either from the conventional way of buying it at a store or online, or the unconventional way of going to, get out of here, or the unconventional way of going to the Pirate Bay or getting it somewhere like that. But today I have a .iso, and I'm going to show you the basic ways to customize the operating system, some of the features of the program, and basically how to use it. So first, let's get into how to download. You'll go right here under Main Menu, and you will click Download, or Downloads, sorry. Then you can scroll down, and you'll see Windows 7 x86, Windows Vista x86, and Windows Server 2008 x86 again. Now, x86 means 32-bit, for those of you who don't know, and the way you can tell that is by going to Start, right-clicking on Computer, and hitting Properties. Now, when this comes up, it will tell you your system type. And mine, as you can see, is a 64-bit operating system. So I will download the 64-bit. Well, I would if I was going to download it. But anyway, so this download will be for you 32-bit users. Now, for the 64-bit, you will go right here. Now, that also is for the RC build 1.7. Now, RC means release candidate, and that means it's still not a full version, but it's stable. So you won't get as many errors. But if you want the latest and greatest like I did, you will actually come down here to the RT7 Lite beta build 2.6. And you can see here it says Slipstream support for Service Pack 1. Now, if you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. We'll cover that in the video. So now, Windows 7 x86 users, you will download here, and Windows 7 x64 users, you will download here. Now, if I were you guys, I would download the beta, considering that that is what I'm using, and some of the features are only available there. And there are also a bunch of bug fixes, and if you want to know exactly what they fixed, you can look here and look here. So you can see exactly what's in it and exactly what they're fixing in the beta. So anyway, you will download it. Now, just close out of that, and let's open up RT7 Lite. Now, when you get it, the program will look like this. All right, you will right-click it and make sure to run as administrator. Now, as the website said, I don't have to explain why you have to do this because it's not available for XP. Now, this will come up. It's supposed to be some sort of ad thing, but I think my pop-up blocker gets it or something. If you don't get that, don't worry about it. Now, as you can see, it doesn't take very long to come up, but yeah. Anyway, so now there's two ways that you can do this next part. There's technically three if you want to get into it. Now, if you have a program like Power ISO, Magic ISO, or Alcohol 120, you can do it this way. You can open up, this is one I already created, but you can open up this one, and you can drag and drop all of these files into a folder on your desktop and name it something like OS. Okay? Now, if you don't want to do that, there's another way to do it. The only other actual way to do it is to go in here, hit Browse, and select ISO File. Now, you would select this, and it would load it into here. And then the last way is if you have an actual install disk, you can mount it by putting it into your DVD, drive, and then doing this, going to Computer, and finding the disk, right-clicking on it, and hitting Open. Not Run, but Open. And you'll be able to see the files and drag them out of the disk to the desktop or to a folder, preferably a folder because there are quite a few. Now, I'm going to load up a OS, but it will work exactly the same if you guys load up an ISO. It's just the ISO takes a little bit longer, so I'm going to load up the OS, and I will see you guys back here in a second. All right, you guys, I'm back real quick. Now, anyway, one thing I forgot to mention is when you do choose an ISO, you will get this. You'll select the ISO in this, and the extract path will be any folder that you plan on having it extract to. So, for instance, I made a folder on my desktop called Tutorial, and I'm going to extract it there. I said I was going to use the OS, but I realized it already has customizations, and I'd rather start over from scratch for the tutorial. So, anyway, that's what you're going to want to do. Sorry about the confusion, but all right, you guys, now you can hit OK, and it will start extracting the image. And as you can see, some stuff was already placed in the folder. And all right, you guys, like I said, I'll be back when this is done extracting for the next part of the tutorial. See you guys then. All right, you guys, we're back. And as you can see, you may get this sometimes, and it will be select the operating system. Now, even if you only have one, you'll still get it, but it will only have one, obviously. But mine has quite a few to choose from. But anyway, so what you're going to want to do is select the operating system you want. And mine comes with Service Pack 1, so I can't actually slipstream it. But you guys, if you have a pre-Service Pack 1 and you're tired of having to wait through the 2-hour download and update for it, you can slipstream it in. Now, slipstreaming it is basically a way of saying that you are going to crack the ISO open, throw the service pack into it, install it to the setup that's already in there, and that way when it installs, it'll come with it. So now what you're going to do is you're going to open up your God, I am so wrong, your Internet Explorer of choice, and you are going to type in Windows 7 Service Pack 1 download into Google. You'll see the first one is an ad link, and the second one is Download Windows 7 and Windows Server 2008 R2 Service Pack. Now you're going to click that, and don't worry about any of these. You're only interested in these last three. So now if you have an x86 or 32-bit, you will click here. If you have a 64-bit, you will download this one. As you can see, the 64-bits is much bigger. Quite a few reasons for that. And if for some odd reason you're modifying a Windows Server 2008 build, then you can download this one. All right. So now here's what you're going to want to do. You're going to click on the one that you choose, download it, save it. And once you do, you're going to hit Slipstream Service Pack, OK, and this will come up. Now you'll browse to the service pack, and it will tell you the details and all of that once it renders the service pack out of there. But I'm going to skip it because I am not actually doing it. But you guys would sit through that, and then after it's done, you will continue with the setup. Now, as you guys can see, Service Pack 1 right here. But anyway, all right, guys. Again, we'll be back here in a second. All right, you guys, we're back. And now, as you guys can see already, there is a lot of information just right on this main screen. So now you have your OS name, which is that for me, OS description, which really doesn't tell you that much, the architecture of the operating system, which is the bit type, also known as, the OS size, which this one happens to be 3.57 gigabytes, and the language, version, and if it has the service pack or not. Now, if you have done this before, you can load your last session right here, or session settings, or you can browse to any INF settings like these that you have on your computer. Now, if you're just starting out, like what this tutorial is presuming you are, you will open up Task, and here it'll tell you what each of these are. You can pause the video and read those at your own will, but I'm not going to describe them since obviously they're already displayed. So now what you're going to do is, at least my personal opinion is, you should select all, and that will give you full access to everything you're available to customize the OS. So now you can have updates. Now, updates, the way you do them is very weird. I wouldn't recommend it. All you're really doing is increasing the time that you're going to be installing, and in my opinion, it would be better to, instead of while you're installing, have all of these take up a bunch of your time rather than installing them once you get into the operating system, and you can do stuff, you know, go on YouTube, something like that, watch some of my videos maybe, I don't know, but, you know, something like that. Now, drivers, this is kind of cool. You can incorporate any drivers on your computer or any ones that you're going to need into your operating system right off the bat. Now, where you're going to find these drivers is by hitting Start, opening up Computer, Local Hard Disk Drive. Don't mind this folder. That's just where I put some of mine that I have to install manually. Windows. Oh, whoops. I passed up a while ago. Hold on. Oh, wait, yeah. No, I was right. Windows System Restore. Oh, God, I cannot talk today. System 32. Sorry. Driver Store. And because I'm such an idiot, probably up here in this black part, you guys will see the actual derivative of where to go. I'll put that in text so you guys know. File repository, and here are all of your drivers. Now, once you're in here, you need what's called an INF, which is an installation. What? Okay. Which is a setup information file, and the easiest way to get all of these at once, instead of going through and copying each one individually, is just type .inf, and now here you'll see the folders. You'll scroll down until there are no more folders, which will be right about, oh, there we go. All right, but anyway, it'll be right about there. It depends on your system. You may have more or less drivers than me. I think I have about 100 or 585 or so. But then you can just copy down the list and save them to a folder like I did, drivers for RT7 Lite, and you will see I have all of the .infs. Now, what you're going to do is click Add, and disregard this real quick. Disregard select multiple drivers. I don't know why, but it doesn't work. Now, what you're going to do is locate your folder with all of your drivers, hit Control-A, and it will select all. Hit Open, and anytime now the list will fill up. Now, RT7 Lite, like I said, it's still a beta program, so there are a bunch of bugs, and it takes a while. But now you can see you incorporated all the drivers. Disregard the little red things. It just means they have no manufacturer. And then if you're on a 64-bit platform and you're doing this to a 64-bit, I would check this box, Force Unsigned Driver Integration. As you can see, it's recommended for 64-bit images. Language packs, you can add them. You can download them from Microsoft, but anyway, I'm not going to. And applications, you can also add .exe install files. So, for instance, if I wouldn't recommend doing it with the game because it takes a really long time. But any non-online files such as, I don't know, Safari Internet Browser, VLC Media Player, Smart Defrag 2, Malwarebytes, CCleaner, all of which will install. So you can just hit Add, do the same thing you did with drivers, and integrate them in here. And you can also select the mode to manual, automatic, or silent. Silent means they will install and you won't even notice them. Automatic means that you don't select them, all of which will install, and you get to see the progress. And manual just means if sometimes, you know, oh, well, I don't like that program anymore, I can uncheck it, yada, yada. So now we're going to go to features removal. Now, this is everything that comes in Windows. So, for instance, if you don't play games, over here, for instance, are the default features. Now, the ones that are checked are what's going to come with Windows. Well, the ones that are unchecked won't come. So for instance, if you don't use XPS Viewer or services, you can uncheck those. If you don't like Windows Search for some odd reason, you can uncheck that too. Windows Sidebar and Gadget, sorry, I just have to. If you don't like those, you can uncheck that. And a lot of these will actually increase the performance at which your computer will run with the operating system because there's not as many things to load. Also, it will drastically, the more features you take out, drastically decrease your actual boot time, install time, and all of the above. I wouldn't recommend removing .NET Framework, media features. I don't know why the indexing service is actually unchecked. You can actually remove Internet Explorer as long as you have another browser being installed, then that'll be fine. I guess you could take this out. But again, there are certain things that I wouldn't take out, like Windows Search. But anyway, let's open up accessories, and as you can see here, you have quite a few options. Oh yeah, let's uncheck that too. You have quite a few options to choose from. And now when it says, when I say these will take it out, I mean they'll still be there, but you'll have to remove them manually. It's just with these checked, you can't actually remove them. Like as you see, if I check games over here, games gets grayed out. But anyway, so for instance, if you don't like calculator, you can take that out. Games, you can take that out. Disk cleanup, take it out, whatever. Now obviously there are plenty more. There are drivers, which if you want to go through and look up what each and every driver does and what your system actually needs, feel free. But I'm not going to do that in the tutorial. Now, I'm going to take out all language packs because in all certainty, they take up a ton of space. I don't speak any other languages, so I have no use for them. If you do, you can actually go in and select which one you want to keep and just select all of the others to get taken out. I don't know why Japanese is... Oh, wait, what? Needed for Microsoft Office? Really? Okay, well, it's good to know that. Anyway, multimedia. You can disable features for your media experience. Network, again, I wouldn't recommend touching most of them, but like I said, if you want to take out, sorry about that, take out Internet Explorer, you would actually have to enable or disable it over here and then remove it. So now let's just minimize that. Services, do not touch these unless you know what you're doing. That is the only thing I'm going to say about that. You will mess up the operating system beyond all repair if you disable services that Windows needs, and that's pretty much the last I'm going to say about it. You can look online for services that are safe to disable, but in all certainty, since you can just go into the operating system and type in this, which, in case you didn't see, was services, and bring them up here, I wouldn't recommend it because you can actually do it yourself from inside of the operating system. So anyway, yeah, just like I said, don't touch them. System. Now, this is a bunch of stuff like UAC, user account control. You can disable that. You can take out the on-screen keyboard, the narrator, everything you could possibly think of. Let's get out of that. And let's move on to tweaks. Now, this is probably the coolest part of designing your operating system because you can do everything. And I mean everything. You can, I don't even know, you can just everything. Anyway, so I didn't really change much in the control panel part, but in add shortcuts to control panel, I did turn on register, and what you'll do is you'll double click here and hit add. You can turn, I think, add, oh, this is to control panel, okay. You can add Windows switcher, libraries, my computer, everything that you could possibly imagine. And you can also select the different views for control panel right here. Desktop. Now you can show hidden wallpapers and themes, Action Center notifications on the taskbar, which in case you don't know are this. still haven't installed Security Essentials yet because I'm pretty much going to throw this operating system out when mine's done. But again, I'm getting ahead of myself. That's the end of this. Anyway, a bunch of different things here. Nothing really too important that I have to touch over, I believe. No, and nothing really done here. Explore, again, more options. You can add shortcuts on my computer, different stuff like that. Over here, this is the context menu for my computer, your desktop, and a couple of other things. And here you can actually turn on or off hide drives with no media. I believe by default it is enabled. And now, even if a drive has no media in it, like a system drive, you will still be able to see it. This I actually had turned on. Don't do it. I'm telling you, it's just very, very annoying. Hide file extensions, if you're someone like me, you would disable that. And again, if you're someone like me, you would enable show hidden files and folders. Let's move on to security. Anti-spyware real-time protection. I would definitely recommend enabling this. That is a big deal, you guys. Enable that and enable Windows Firewall. User account control, I don't care. You can disable that if you feel it. But just keep in mind, if you do disable user account control and you want to go change it and turn it on, it will mess up your operating system and you will never be able to use it again. And I mean user account control. So I wouldn't recommend doing the disable part. I would just recommend doing it in the operating system. Services, again, don't touch them. Sound like a broken record on that, I know, but hey, I mean, what can you do? So anyway, some cool little features like set your mouse pointer speed to the max. If your computer runs slow, turn off hibernation, just a little hint. It really, really helps out. But anyway, I would pretty much keep most of these the same. Command window, for instance, the command window is if you hit Windows key R and type in cmd.exe and hit enter. This is your command window, or command prompt as it's also known. Now, if you hit, I think it's right here, yeah, you can hit properties and you can go to font and change, colors, okay. And you can change the background color to be, I don't know, green or something. But I'm going to leave it like that. And you can select the screen text and change it to, I don't know, red. And then OK. And look, now it's black with red. So say you want yours to be like that, you can do that through here by changing command window background color to whatever you want. And command window text color to, I don't know, like I said, red, something like that. If you have a solid-state drive and you know what trimming is, you can do that. If not, you don't really need it. Faster browsing with Internet Explorer, it does have a speed cap, so if you like Internet Explorer, you can enable that. And the rest of those I'd probably keep on. Visual effects, a couple little things you can do. You can disable transparent glass, arrow shake, arrow snap, enable Windows Dream scenes as they were in Vista, so that's pretty cool. I would recommend keeping that, or turning that on, I mean. And then Internet Explorer, you can change the home page, the default search page, the default start page, if you want to show the URL and the status bar, everything. Same thing with Media Center, you can change a couple of things about this, and then custom registry. Say you made some tweaks to your registry that you like, you can import it. Now, I'm not going to show you how to do that because I don't recommend it. I think the Windows should generate its own registry, and you should just save the tweaks that you want individually to .reg files and then use them when you get into the OS. It's just a little safer. Not to mention, the program kept crashing on me whenever I tried to put in a custom registry, so I don't know. So just leave it as it is. Then unattended. Now this is kind of cool. You can enter in a product key if yours is bought, so you can just type it in here, and it will remember the product key and automatically enter it in for you. You can skip the product key if you don't have a product key and you don't want to enter it in so that you're able to install it. you can automatically name the computer, the organization, all that. You can skip user creation by adding in an administrative password. And yeah, and over here is the OEM information. And what that is again, if you go to computer, right click and hit properties, right here it would say a couple of extra things. And here is the domain workgroup stuff that I said you could edit earlier automatically. But anyway, right here would be a logo and some extra stuff in here. Yeah, so that's what you can do here. Again, you'll hear something more about that at the end of the video. But yeah. All right, customization is the last part of this. Well, last part of customizing it anyway. So say you don't like the screensavers. Copy them all, hit remove, and then say you have a screensaver.exe, like this one, for instance. All you have to do is have file extension showing, right-click it, hit rename, delete the .exe, and type .scr. It will work. Don't worry about it. Then you can add it by doing this. Click on it, OK. And then you can set as default. Themes, you can go in here and cut the ones that you don't like out. And you can actually input a custom theme that requires a patch.exe, explorer.exe, and we'll get into that here in a second also, because it will work. You can input your own favorite wallpaper and set it as the default one. You can change the logon screen, which actually, speaking of that, this is a big part of that, which, again, at the end of the video. Sorry, you guys, for bringing that up. I have to. Then here are all the gadgets. If you already have them turned off, you can remove, or if you just don't like the ones that they have, you can remove them too. All right, documents, there are none. Sample music, there is. So if you don't like the sample music and you feel it's just taking up space, well, remove it. You can change the Windows sounds here. And in more options, you can add in a modified Windows Media Player background. I wouldn't recommend just going and searching these .dll files online. I would recommend if you have a favorite theme that you use and it's a custom theme someone made, and you have their permission to use this, then you can input the files like that and do all that. This one's for a Windows Media Player background. This is for the Windows setup background, which this one, I don't really know why it doesn't work, but I tried it and it didn't work. So what you do, though, anyway, is you would go into your hard drive for this one. Go to Users, MMFQDeath, and you do need hidden file and folders showing on to do this. Go into App Data, Local, Temp, and then you'll see RT_mounts_boot. You'll open that up, go to Sources, and then you will see the spwizimg.dll. You would click that, open it, and then you can import a background here, which has to be a bitmap image. And I would recommend either 1440 by 900 or 1920 by 1080. Then here you can change the temp directory location. So say you don't like how it's in my app data folder like you just saw. You can set it to be, I don't know, on the desktop or in Documents, somewhere like that. The back and front buttons on the Explorer, like these, themes have custom ones like that, so you can input that. You can also input a Windows Media Center background. Now, look online for this one. You can actually find a couple of really cool things on how to customize Windows Media Center backgrounds. So you can customize yours and then just copy your .dll off the desktop. You have to have permissions for that, and that's a whole other tutorial. And then you can actually import it into here. Again, this is something that comes with themes, which is a custom side pane image. Now, don't look for these online. Just if you have a theme that you like, or you, I don't know, found one that you like, or you made one even, input it. Now, start orb. As you guys can see, mine's black. I custom made this, actually. It's not that impressive. It's nothing too special, but I don't know. I like it. So anyway, you know that you have to use the start orb changer. That's a whole nother tutorial as well, but we'll get to that. If you guys want to know how to do any of the things in this video that I didn't exactly collaborate on, post them down below in the comments. PM me something along the lines of that, and I will definitely try to get back to all of you as quickly as I possibly can. Now, not only will this import a start menu or a start orb, but if you patched your Explorer.exe to work with third-party themes, and you import that into here with a custom start orb on, then it will allow you to put third-party themes into the themes menu and set them as default, and they will work right off the bat. No patching, no more of that. Now, anyway, let's get to the very last part, you guys, and you would hit apply with your changes, and it will bring you to this screen. Now, it will show you again the stuff about you, about your operating system, the RT7 Lite details, and then as you can see, do not do that. It will or may not respond or freeze for some time during saving image. Now, what you want to do is build current image only. Just do that. I'm telling you, it works. I would recommend exporting your settings if you had a lot of stuff that you changed, because it makes it a lot easier in case something does go wrong or something like that. And if you have a mediocre processor and you don't plan on doing much while it's doing it, I would set priority to high. Right, and then you'll hit commit. It will go through the integration, the components, tweaks, unattended customization, and then finally finish. Now, once you're done finished, do not exit out. Don't do it. Go to ISO bootable, select the mode, which you would want to create image, or you can direct burn it to a DVD disk if you have one. I would just create image for now, because if you have Power ISO, you can always burn it to an image later, or burn it to a disk later. Don't split the image, and then you would click Make ISO. It would create the image. It would ask you what you want to name it, and such and so forth. But anyway, you guys, that's pretty much it for the tutorial on RT7 Lite and how to use it. If you guys have any other questions, post them down below, and don't forget to leave a like. And, well, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If not, I'd prefer it if you can leave a dislike, but hey, if I'm asking you for likes, if you really didn't, leave a dislike, but if you do, try to post a comment, tell me why you didn't like the video, something like that. Alright, anyway, you guys, like I said at the end of the video, though, I was going to tell you guys a little bit about something, let's not close this. And the thing I was going to tell you is I actually made a custom operating system, which I call Windows 7 Ultimate, codename Black-Lite. Now, the reason for that is because the whole theme of it is based around black, dark operating system, and light, L-I-T-E, is the way you would name an operating system that was already made, and some features were removed to make it run better or faster and still be fully functional. So, came the name Windows 7 Black-Lite. So anyway, when I'm done with it, because I'm still not entirely done with it, I will have it installed on my computer, and I will make a video of it to show you guys some of the features I removed, what exactly I did, and show you guys some of the custom features that I've incorporated into it. Yeah, so I did quite a bit. I did all of the photoshopping for the backgrounds and such myself, and in here I also supported for the support phone is the email to contact the MMFQ team, which basically is me and a couple of my friends. The support URL is actually my channel, and it's a hyperlink that will be in that computer properties menu that I showed you guys earlier. And the model, of course, is Windows 7 Ultimate Black-Lite, manufacturer MMFQ team. So anyway, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys learned something, and yeah, the only other thing is this start orb. Try not to ask for it, because I will post it on DeviantArt, and I'll post a link in the description to the new operating system the new operating system video, because that's going to be incorporated into it, as is this theme here. All right, you guys. I'll see you guys later. Like I said, hope you guys enjoyed. Not to repeat myself over and over and over and over in, but if you enjoyed it, do leave a like. These videos aren't very easy to pop out, but I really enjoy making them, and I hope you guys all watch them. Other than that, thank you. All right, guys. See you next tutorial. That may be in a couple of days because of the whole operating system and having to reinstall it on my computer and then get all my stuff back. But I'll see you guys as soon as possible. So, late.